Have you ever trusted your GPS so completely that you'd follow it straight into a nightmare? Because that's exactly what happened to dozens of drivers who all received the same impossible directions to a place that shouldn't exist. Picture this. You're driving home late at night, maybe from work or visiting family, when your GPS suddenly recalculates your route. Nothing unusual there, right? Except instead of taking you home, it guides you down increasingly narrow country roads until you're staring at the charred remains of a farmhouse that burned down over a century ago. This isn't science fiction. This is what locals in rural Pennsylvania started reporting 3 months ago, and the stories are getting stranger by the day. It began with Rebecca Chen, a marketing executive driving back to Philadelphia after visiting her parents. Her GPS, which had worked perfectly for years, suddenly announced a route change. Turn after turn, she found herself on roads she'd never seen before, even though she'd grown up in the area. The device kept insisting she was almost home, displaying her correct home address, but leading her deeper into farmland. Then she saw it. The foundation stones of what was once the Morrison family farmhouse, destroyed in a fire that killed 7 people in 1912. Her GPS cheerfully declared, "You have arrived at your destination." Rebecca wasn't alone. Within weeks, similar reports flooded local police stations. A truck driver from Ohio, a college student from New Jersey, a retired teacher from Maryland. All different people, all using different GPS systems, all led to the exact same spot, the Morrison farm ruins. Here's where it gets really unsettling. Historical records show the Morrison family had been trying to sell their property before the fire. They'd placed advertisements in newspapers across multiple states, desperately seeking buyers for what they called the perfect place to call home. The same phrase that kept appearing on people's GPS displays during these mysterious redirections. Local historian Claire Whitfield discovered something even more chilling. She found letters in the county archives from 1912, written by the Morrison family to potential buyers. In these letters, they provided detailed directions to their farm, directions that match almost exactly the routes these modern GPS systems have been generating. The technology companies involved claim their systems show no evidence of tampering or malfunction. The routes simply appear, guiding people to coordinates that correspond perfectly with the old Morrison property. Google, Apple, and Garmin have all sent technical teams to investigate, but none can explain how their algorithms are accessing information about roads that didn't exist when their mapping data was collected. The most disturbing part, every person who's been redirected reports the same final message on their GPS display: "Welcome home. The Morrison family has been waiting." Local authorities have placed barriers around the site, but the redirections continue. Some drivers report feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness when they reach the ruins, as if the land itself remembers the tragedy that occurred there over 100 years ago. The Morrison farm may be long gone, but somehow it's still calling people home.